Alright, good morning all. My name is Phil. I'm going to be talking about Hand of Fate again today. This is a game I've been playing probably for the last couple of weeks or so. It's pretty early in the morning here in Australia, so I have my cup of coffee. And yeah, I'm ready to take on the randomly generated dungeons of Hand of Fate again. I did have some, I guess, talking points about the game. Last time I played it, I was a little bit down on it, basically because I got into a situation where the procedural generation part of the game basically made it so that it was impossible for me to win the game that I was playing.
Have you learned nothing?
It's a little bit frustrating because in these kinds of games, like the procedural generation games, the whole point of the game is to make it kind of new and interesting every single time you play, right? And that's what this does. I mean, the game is certainly interesting every single time I play it because I have no idea what's going to happen. Unfortunately, when you design a procedural game, you have to be very careful not to make the gameplay experience passive. By that I mean that things that happen in the game aren't necessarily as a result of what the player did. It's the game kind of almost playing itself. The way that a lot of games get around this that are procedurally generated, such as like Binding of Isaac or Rogue Legacy or something like that, generally speaking, they basically are way more active in their actual mechanics, right? So they sit there and they're like, right, you're always going to be involved because you're always controlling the character, and you're always able to move them around, dodge things, and if you're skillful enough, you won't die. Whereas in this game, it's far less active. There are the fights.
Little pleases me more than watching your attempt to
the
wriggle
3D
away from
fights that
bad
you
luck.
take on bandits and stuff like that.
Games aren't designed, not in the way you think.
That's pretty good.
They
Except
grow
I can't get
as we
blessings.
work on them. They evolve around the players who flow through. The things they love and hate become part of our
Point in
firmament.
doing this helpful voice. Anyway,
who
I'll
is
keep talking about the actual
your
game. The problem with this game is that a lot of what the player does is passive. So you saw then I just got
Like
a couple of
everything we
items
deal
that
with here,
an item I
we do
couldn't
not
use
merely
because of the curse that was in place.
tavern,
Now
but
technically
the
I should have
archetypal
altered my
ideal
deck,
of a tavern. Still,
but
it's not that simple.
I'm using the recommended deck by the game, and it seems
once
really weird that they would include that in the recommended deck. Probably help this guy. So that becomes a very passive experience. Let me just
A choice.
with a huge success
Select
here,
your
just right
desire.
there. So you can kind of see where I'm coming from in that this game, because there's so much other stuff that influences how well you're going to do in a level. So for example, that little shuffling card thing, which is possible to pick, like I just did, but also kind of really
sure you
janky
agree with me
sometimes
with
because
that.
it'll go really, really fast and you can't do anything about it. Maybe you can't see what's going on.
As pleases you.
There's a lot that influences it that makes it feel like you're very passive. And so no matter how good you are at the sections where you are active, i.e. the sections when you're fighting, like I've fought off, 19 or something, I think was the highest amount of things, 18 maybe, enemies, but even though I got through that, the rest of the game felt passive and felt like I couldn't actually do anything to
Let us take a token from their foolishness.
win the game, basically. And so when it gets to that point, when you start realizing that the game is very difficult to get through just purely based on skill, it gets a little less rewarding. And I found I got very, very frustrated last time I played it. And that frustration is, obviously not what they're after. So yeah, I'm basically just going to try and finish the game today. Don't really know whether or not I will. Probably not doing that. Yeah, and basically just talk about what I've enjoyed about the game, what I haven't enjoyed about the game. I've just basically told you that. And how I think they could have possibly improved it, maybe. Okay, so I am, as you might have seen, I am on the final boss, which is something to be proud of. He is pretty janky. He has a thing where his curse, he gives you two curses at the start of the game. One is that you can't get blessings, and the other is that you get a curse every single time you go to a new level. Now, I've talked about that in my past playthrough of this being, again, a little passive, a little not very useful, but yeah, it's still understandable. That's kind of something they wanted the big boss to have. So yeah, I can kind of get it. Just gonna pick up those bindings and sell my shield. But to focus on positive things, I mean, this game has really surprised me. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Probably because I have that cultural cringe going from it being made in Australia. But also because, you know, sometimes things just aren't that great that are made in Australia, so...
A horse is a fine companion.
I'm gonna turn back and...
I'm sure you'll leave
Oh
this
wait,
one
that's
in
devilish
time.
traps, not amazing
You do not
traps.
seem
I
to
don't want
have the
devilish traps.
temperament for friends.
Devilish traps is hard.
Even in the animal
So I'm just
kingdom.
wasting 2 food for no good reason. Yeah, so it's actually a really, really nice little game. I mean, other than the problems of possibly needing just a little bit of balancing at the higher levels, because it got really, really frustrating.
The deeper you go, the harder
Great, okay,
things
so don't hit people on the ground, that's fine.
Death.
Other than that, the game's been really, really enjoyable.
You run out of food and you die. You lose your health and you die.
Yep, great.
Yet, you're
I'll be
still
able to take out these
here.
guys relatively
We do
easily.
not speak
Makes
of
it
the
not
true
that
death.
hard.
The final oblivion.
Yeah, I mean, I really
Only the
like
death
the
that
storytelling. I
gave,
really like
where
the
your peace begins
narration that's done
again
through the dealer. I think that's a
moves
really, really
across the
strong part of the
table.
game. And actually,
Like all
a lot of the
games,
time...
touches on that death, however,
I don't know.
must be lost, and lost for all time.
That really bad. Dead. Yeah, a lot of the time that really added to the whole thing. No. No, God, stop knocking them down. Yeah, so a lot of the time I found myself really interested in how the relationship between the dealer and the player ended up. That was kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff that they put in there that they didn't necessarily have to, and I think that really does add
It ought to be
to
called
that.
Prince's
No way do
Scorn.
I want that.
A full-blown mage should be able to produce something far better.
That really added to the feel of the game, and I'm glad that they put it in there, because a lot of developers may not have bothered to give the dealer and the player more of the history than they needed to. God, I really don't like lava golems, but I might as well. Yeah, so it was kind of good. Oh my, really? Jesus. 30% health, great. Excuse me. Yeah, so it's kind of good that they put that in there. The actual card mechanics are really, really cool. I really like that. I'm a little bit biased because I really love Dominion as a game, and I think that this is a very cool extension of that healing. So yeah, I'm kind of down with that. Combat like this, they probably could have done a little bit more to make it interesting, given that it's basically just keep doing that over and over and over and over again. It's kind of boring. Glorious. I hit every single enemy right, and I understand they have wanted to make it a little more interesting. Just humans. Slow down. I really wanted to make it so that was always when you're about to kill something. At the moment, it can be when you're just hitting things, which is really annoying because you may think that you're about to kill some guy, and so you just keep hitting the mouse one button, that you just then get hit because they're not dead yet. It's just that that's what they did. Yeah, what else? Yeah, the card mechanic I think can be worked on more. It's an ambush. Queen of Dust. Okay, fantastic. so not ready for this. The combat is okay. I think that they did a pretty good job of basically copying Batman's mechanics, which is fine. Good artists steal as well, it's true. No, don't do that. This field is really getting out of hand, even though I've turned it off. That little move there. I can't see her, which is kind of annoying sometimes. So I have no idea what she's doing at the moment. That kind of stuff really should have been gotten out of playtesting. Jeez, that's a bit of a hammering. No idea what she is. Could be anywhere. Could be doing anything. Don't really know what she's doing. Oh, it's because I'm just let her right. Yeah, so just frustrating things like that. No ability to change the camera angle is also a big one. I'm just gonna really want to turn off that depth of field. I don't know why it's still on. I turned it off last time I was in it. Turned it off while I was last time. Depth of field is off, and yet it's still on. Fantastic. I'm just gonna go simple, shall I? Let's go like that. Anyway, let's go to the shop after that ambush. So yeah, I think a lot of the mechanics were really cool. I liked you know, some of the really interesting cards and the way that you kind of did quests as you went through cards made it possible that you could kind of aim to finish those, which was quite cool. We've got a new one.
With the help of this armor, one man defeated an entire army, only to drop dead the moment it was removed.
It is heavy though. Yeah, let's grab that.
You have to wonder, don't you? Why not make armor that's powerful before you're struck?
Obviously.
Not after.
And in that case, so that piece of crap. And I'll buy that. So it's heavy armor, so it's
you think that will help?
way better than what I have right now. I'm gonna sell my old armor. Hopefully I can buy some food. Should I buy healing? Maybe?
The pendulum can swing both ways.
Just in case. I will need food pretty soon though. Yeah, so overall, I mean, I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of this game. It's actually really quite good. Ooh, blood auction.
Moonlight, unholy creatures. I'll forgive you for arriving here once,
don't really want to do that.
but I hope it is the last time.
I only have 80 health, so losing any more would probably be pretty detrimental. Maze of Traps, my favourite maze. Yes, I'll definitely enter this cave. So yeah, I mean, this kind of highlights the problems with the movement system. It's just a little bit janky. Look, way easier than it actually is. But I get that. Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the fact that these, I mean, you should know that these guys haven't done any games other than mobile games before this. So, you know, that's kind of cool.
An item that tells you how to move
Kind of
quickly,
definitely cool.
but tempts you to take your
I'm never
time.
going to be able to get every single thing. Stranger in the Shadows. If I give him blood, he can give me a coin. I do not want that because I am on low enough health already. Desert Cult. This is very similar. No, shit. Didn't want that. Because I don't get blessings, they just fall straight off.
Very nice indeed.
Yeah, so also making it so that the no option is always on the bottom would have been really lovely because I just did that. There was a yes option on the bottom. Most of the time it's passerby, like it's the second one, so it's kind of frustrating in that manner, but what are you going to do? I should mention this is probably the last time I'm going to play this on stream anyway. I might play it off stream and just ooh, that's a good buy, that one. I'm going to grab that. Might play it off stream and just finish it because I like finishing games, but as far as playing it on stream, this will definitely be the last time. Just because I feel like I've analysed it enough. Running low on food. Yeah, I feel like I've played it enough on stream and got my thoughts out there and been critical enough about it. I hope this is the exit. No, it's not. I can always get more gold. Jesus Christ. Okay. I have no idea where that is, so yep, pick the huge failure. Fantastic. I'm going to have 4 pain cards. Oh, that's pretty much guaranteed me not being able to finish this game. So, sorry about that. Lost my shield. That's going to make it very, very, very hard to finish this game. And I accidentally equipped that. I don't want to do that. Unfortunately, I have a max health of 45 now. That's just awesome. Food wagon. Call that enough help. Getting some food. 5 food, that's actually pretty good. Please read the exit. It's not the exit. I have lost this game. So bad.
Really?
Is
that what you're going to do? The Black Deck delivers again.
Jesus, every time. Man, this is harsh. As you can see, like, this is now just a passive experience. Like, I have 35 maximum health, and no matter how good I am in battle, that's not going to be enough, basically. I don't have his shield. I need to keep his shield, I'm sorry, but that's the way that is. Yeah, this has turned into a very passive experience. I've got 35 max health, I have 1 gold and 9 food. At this point, basically it's far easier for me, or far better for me. I have now got 18 max health. Fantastic. And I have 8 health, and minus 10 max health again, so I now have 8 max health. At this point, there's no point in me continuing, basically. So this is the problem with designing games like this, is that eventually the conditions that you've set up for the player to be able to experience true randomization in the story and the way that they go forward sometimes just results with there being a tipping point, and that can be halfway through a level, that can be at the beginning of the level. I've had that where, like, in the first 5 steps of me starting out one of these little dungeons, it basically made it so it was completely pointless in me continuing. And the rewards in a roguelike, which this essentially is that you want the player to have been able to achieve something before they quit. Otherwise it feels like nothing has really happened. Even in this one, where I've gone through 3 levels, I've achieved nothing. I've got no new tokens. You can see on the right hand side there my little ball. no new tokens. So I haven't actually achieved anything. So I've essentially wasted my time, and yours, unfortunately, in not being able to really get anywhere in this game. So it's a little bit frustrating to use. Like, I could have gone into the decks and changed all the decks to be able to, you know, put the advantage firmly in my favor. But I used the recommended decks because they're recommended. I wanted to give the game the chance for me to play it the way that they intended it to be played. So it's a little bit frustrating that doing that has kind of hamstrung me a little bit. Anyway, I guess that'll probably be it, but I'll just quickly see. So yeah, it's about 20 minutes. Yeah, so that was Hand of Fate. Really great game. Like, trust me when I say that you should probably go out. You should definitely go out and get this game. It's a very, very cool little platform. Little platformer, little roguelike from an Australian developer. So if you want to support Australian developers, please go out and grab it. Solid concept, just for me, just need a little bit more balancing to make the later levels far less of a passive experience, because the first 10 levels, 9 levels. The first 9 levels were really well done. It's just these last couple of levels, couple of dungeons that have introduced way more curses, which actually makes it feel like you're not able to affect the game skillfully. Anyway, that will do it for Hand of Fate. I may just go ahead and stream maybe the start of some other game, but I'll probably take a quick break before I do that. But yeah, thanks very much for sticking with me. I'm just going to go ahead and forfeit because literally there's no point. My current encounter.
Leave if you wish.
What's my current encounter?
I will be here when you return.
Literally there's no point in me.
Are you certain?
Because I know that the last boss is going to be at least have some trick up his sleeve.
I'm
that,
afraid
I
that is
seen.
where this round ends. Some other time.
What's going on? Yep, okay. That crashed. That's cool. He's going to have at least 1 or 2 tricks up his sleeve that I can't deal with. So, yeah, I'm going to stop there. Thanks for watching, and yeah.